Hi guys, my name's Katie and I am a respiratory therapy student. I wanted to start a YouTube channel because prior to applying to RT school, I was watching videos from Breathe Easy, the girl's name who runs the channel. Her name is Amy. And her videos I thought were really inspirational and really helpful and kind of helped me decide that RT school was what I wanted to do, path I wanted to follow. So I'm hoping by making these videos that I will be able to inspire someone else or put them on the path to RT or just give them helpful information. So I decided to do RT after my dad, who had stage 4 cancer, went into respiratory arrest following an operation that he had. The chances of making it out of respiratory arrest are only 17 to 20%. So I was very fortunate that he had really good RTs on staff, good RNs, good doctors that were able to pull him out of that. Prior to him being in the hospital, I did not know that respiratory therapist was a job. You know, you only really hear of doctors and nurses and surgeons when you think of hospitals. So up until that point, I had never heard of respiratory therapists. So once I met them and saw them giving him breathing treatments, I thought it was something I could do. And the point where my dad was in the hospital, I was kind of at a crossroads. I already had my Associates of Arts degree. I was in school to be a teacher, but knew that that wasn't the path I really wanted to take because I had worked as a substitute teacher for about a year at that point, and I did not have the patience for that job at all. I love kids, but I don't know how teachers do it. It takes a lot of patience and a lot of work. So once I kind of watched The Respiratory Therapist, I started looking into programs, realized that with the scholarships I had, the background I had in school already, that I could probably do it, and it seemed like a good fit. So I went back to college. I dropped out of the teaching classes I was in and then went back to a different school for the prereqs that I needed. I still needed to take Anatomy 1 and 2, Physics, which was awful. If any of you have that as a prereq for your program, I'm so sorry, and all I can say is find a good tutor if you're not good at it, because that class was absolutely awful. And I think there was a few other classes I had to take, but it wasn't that bad. It was only about 2 semesters worth, and they weren't even full-time semesters. So I finished those classes and I was applying to 2 different programs. I was applying to Seminole State in Orlando's, which started in the fall and was the one I was hoping to get into, and then I was going to apply to Valencia's, which started in the spring, which I didn't want to take another semester off because I took 2 years off after high school to kind of decide what I wanted to do and help my dad out when he was sick. So because I had not technically finished all my prereqs when I applied to Seminole State, I was still finishing up some during that summer semester. I was waitlisted for the program, and they gave us a certain date and said, if you don't hear back from us by this date, that means you weren't taken off the wait list. We didn't have room for you. So that date passed, and I just said, okay, I'll apply to Valencia's. I was told my chances of getting in were almost guaranteed because by then all my prereqs would be done. I had pretty much all A's except 1 class on my application. Well, I was all set to have the fall off, start school in the spring, work, save some money, and 3 weeks before this semester started, I got a call saying, hey, someone just dropped out of Seminole State's respiratory program. You want to start school in 3 weeks? And of course I said yes, because, you can't turn that down. Because even though I was told that I was basically guaranteed into into Valencia's program, things always happen. So I took it as soon as they gave me that call and picked up my uniforms within a week and had a whole bunch of prerequisite stuff to do. So like drug testing, background checks, a lot to do in a very short period of time. So I got that done, got all my textbooks and stuff, and now I'm in RT school. So I'm also going to talk about what the first couple of weeks have been like, because I'm heading into my 3rd week on Monday, and I absolutely love the program so far. They gave us the list of our first couple weeks of homework and reading so that we could get ahead, which I got about a week ahead. I didn't go into the second week stuff. The information hasn't been so bad yet. It's a lot of remembering stuff from anatomy for cardiopulmonary anatomy class, and then I also have clinical care and principles of respiratory therapy, and nothing in either of those classes has really been too difficult for me to grasp yet. That being said, I have changed my study habits drastically. So for the gen ed classes that I took, maybe except for anatomy too, I would pretty much not read the textbook, not pay attention in lecture, cram the last couple days before exams, and I would still pull A's. So I was retaining enough information to pass the exams, but I wasn't retaining enough information to, hold that for the rest of my life. So RT school, I understand that I'm going to need this information way beyond the tests are over. Knowing this information or not knowing this information is going to be the difference between me saving someone like my dad's life when they code out or not saving their life. So I am taking it a lot seriously than I took, for example, art history or even biology class. I didn't really take that seriously because I knew exactly how much amount of work and effort I had to put in to still get the grade I wanted. So now I'm pretty much studying every day for at least a couple hours. There have been a few days where I was tired or went out with my boyfriend or worked really long hours. Like today I worked a 12-hour shift where I didn't really fit that much studying in, but I am studying regularly and making sure that I'm studying to retain the information for the rest of my life, not just, until the end of the semester, the end of the exam, which I'll make another video explaining how I've changed my study habits and how I'm kind of studying for RT school. The only thing that I don't like so far is the commute. The only programs that offer respiratory therapy are extremely far from my house. They're about 40 to 50 miles, all of the schools that offer it. So it takes me about an hour and a half to get to school in the morning with all the morning traffic, and then the afternoon when I leave school, which is about 12 o'clock, it takes me about an hour, and I'm going through a quarter tank of gas every day. So the commute is the only thing I really have a complaint about. But yeah, so it has been really good so far. I will keep you guys updated, and I don't know how often I'm going to be putting videos out just because things are a little hectic between work and school and trying to balance a relationship in with all that. So yeah, but hopefully I can connect with some more RT students that are on YouTube and hopefully put out some videos that help a few of you guys out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure you guys subscribe.